by email revealing my feelings. Despite his silence, my understanding regarding our connection had grown into illumination, and I felt able to access his side of the experience through my awareness of our one soul. I was connected to so much love within me that I no longer felt the need for any kind of acknowledgement, validation or confession from him. I felt compelled to share and help others, and started writing my blog Mirror of My Soul, feeling inspired, connected to and loved by my twin flame despite no visible proof of any progress. Then I dreamt about him again. He had come to see me for the first time for years. We lay on my bed with our legs touching, tingling against each other. He was talking about the events of these past years, holding up a huge sheet of paper on which he had drawn a timeline filled with dates, for each time he had failed to find adequate words to speak to me. For all the things he had written and then erased etc. As he was speaking, the sound of his voice faded away. All his explanations as to why, how and what for were meaningless compared to the feeling of peace and home that I was feeling. That all of me was there in that moment, no part of me left out there in the multiverse, no fragment, no piece of me separated from its source. He had finally returned home to me. The following night as I sat on my couch I felt his energy surround me. It was so intensely loving, so deeply comforting, warm and real that I stopped everything I was doing and just sat there, with my eyes closed, blissfully aware of it. I don't know how long I just sat there, however at some point I realized he had logged on, for the first time in over 5 months. I knew intuitively that he was writing to me as I could feel him talk to me, and so I just sat there, enjoying the flow of thoughts and feelings until at 1:30 a.m. an email came through from him. The energy of that moment was so intense, so tangible that I had trouble holding my shaking hands still enough to be able to read his words on my cell phone. He apologized profoundly for not having replied to my wonderful emails sooner and confessed that he had kept writing and erasing his responses, unable to find an adequate way to express himself, let alone respond, which was exactly what he had conveyed to me in the dream. He spoke of the overwhelming nostalgia, feelings and emotions that my email had ignited in him, all of which I had felt, and the moral dilemma it had raised for him, which, he reassured me, was not my fault. He spoke about finally connecting with divine guidance, about surrender, his conversion to Islam, the high pilgrimage. It had all happened just as I had been shown. He spoke of the calming spiritual and emotional force which I represented for him, his admiration for me and how he had always looked up to me spiritually. He admitted that he must have been too shallow or too blind to reach the realm of the divine and sublime, as I had always done, and still did, and that I would always be a part of him. I sobbed out of sheer relief and love for him as I read his words. For the first time, I recognized every word he wrote as being true. Knowing that he was finding God and himself meant everything to me. All the questions, all the doubts were gone. Not because of what he said but because I already knew. I had always known. Through his denials and rejection, through his pursuit of other women, through 13 years of separation, I had always known. We are already one on all levels that matter and we are in this together. Truly, the connection to the self is the key to the connection with the other. We hope this channel has helped you discover where to start on your actual paths. It's a good karma to put a like, subscribe and share. Leave your suggestion in the field below. With all the love to you.